Hi, I'm talking today to James Namper. James is a UK eating and behaviour therapist. Hi James, how are you?
Hi, good morning, Joanne. I'm very well, thank you.
Good, great to hear. James, today I'd like to start with asking you, what is an eating and behaviour therapist, and in what areas can you step in and help people?
Okay, so I specialize in working with people that have weight, eating, body and health issues. So it's a combination of psychotherapy and nutritional therapy, and I work with people to help them change the way that they have a relationship with food and their body, and help them to move to a place of recovery.
You say that your food script was written in your childhood and limits you as an adult. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so in the family unit that we grow up in, there are messages all the time that we're absorbing like a sponge, and messages around food, around meal times, how food is maybe used in a way for communicating around rewards or treats or punishment, what foods are seen as good or bad, and obviously the messages that come from our parents around how food can be maybe used to soothe emotions. So food is a very complex aspect, and the food script is really understanding everybody's very individual story about their relationship with food and how that's developed through time.
So just staying on that point, what messages should we be telling our children about food?
Well, again, that's quite a complex question. I think it's about finding an idea of balance. So it's about really teaching our children the ideas of what is natural, maybe hunger and fullness, to allow the child to really tune into sensations of what does fullness feel like. I think this message has been lost very much in this very obesogenic society that we live in today. So allowing a child to naturally know when it's hungry and to know when it's satisfied. Also to have a wide variety of foods. So the idea of food being something that can be shared and enjoyed, but also something that we can experiment with and play with. So a lot of the social messages around food that are very positive, something where we get together in celebration with people, something that can be soothing when we need a little chicken soup and we're feeling down, giving lots of positive messages around food that for the child who then later becomes an adult serve us well.
Do you think that when you're looking at losing weight or an eating disorder or obesity, that a person needs to be in the right place in their lives to try and begin that journey, or is that often an excuse that people use just to not do what needs to be done?
Absolutely, I do agree with you. You do need to be in the right place in your life to want to do this. Here in my clinic in London, in the Weight Matters practice, quite often we get young women, especially, who come in that have an eating disorder, and they're more likely pushed and nudged by very concerned and scared parents. And it's my job at that point to really work with that young woman to understand what is going on for her. There's a real sense of, I just want to lose weight, I don't care. And it's about really connecting with the individual and understanding maybe what's behind their eating condition. So for a lot of people, there's a lot of denial that there is a problem, or there can be a lot of rebellion saying, I'm not going to do this. And it's my job to really get to connect with that person to find out, well, what is going to make them want to change. It's got to be this contemplation and a willingness to actually want to make some change in their life around their food and eating behavior.
If somebody's coming to you to lose weight or for something like obesity, and they're telling you that they have obsessive thoughts and are thinking about food all day long, how can you help them to curb those obsessive thoughts?
Okay, so one of the things I would do if I'm What you're describing is somebody maybe with their cognition, their thinking self. And quite often in this arena, people have very obsessive thoughts. The obsessive thoughts, in a way, that it distracts them very often from their emotions, from their feelings. If someone is obsessively thinking about calories, or is obsessively thinking about, I need to do X amount of exercise to burn off the food that I've just eaten, all of this drama and energy that's taking up with food and exercise is a wonderful distraction from actually maybe dealing with emotions of dissatisfaction or hurt or loneliness, which obviously are very unpleasant. So cognitive exercise with working with this group of people is maybe to get them to write down the thoughts that they have during the day. And generally, we'll find that over, say, a period of a week, that it'll be, maybe 10 to 20 messages that are being repeated in someone's internal dialogue, which are just being, reinvented and regurgitated, but said in a different way. And it's also the way in which these things in the internal dialogue are being said. So if they come from a very critical place, my job is to work in cognitively reframing, to find maybe a more nurturing or more positive thing that someone can say in that moment.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
It's my pleasure, Joanne. Thank you very much.